Welcome to this second in a series of brief videos that will describe the new LANDFIRE map viewer. The first video showed you how to select, display, and explore LANDFIRE spatial data layers. The focus of this video, however, is to demonstrate the options for downloading LANDFIRE spatial data products that you select to your local computer. So we'll begin at the LANDFIRE program website, landfire.gov. We'll move down to Get Data. And you'll see there are three panels. There is a map viewer panel, a full extent mosaics panel, and a stream data panel. Streaming services will be described in a separate video. So let's review the full extent mosaics option first. Full extent mosaic means the entire geography, either conterminous US or Alaska or Hawaii or Caribbean or Pacific Islands, in a single step as a single layer. If you select the first link, you will be taken to the Download Mosaic Products webpage. There is important information for you to review in these four links near the top of the webpage. Next, select a LANDFIRE version from the drop-down list. I'll select LANDFIRE 2016 Remap. Once a version is selected, the information below will change to indicate which layers are available to download from that version as full extent mosaics. So scroll down to the layer that you want to download. Say Hawaii Biophysical Settings. Once you select the link, the download begins immediately. You'll see that file sizes are shown. Be aware that the files can be quite large, so it may take significant time to download. You can repeat this process for other layers of interest across any version, one at a time. You will look for a zip file in the folder that you use as a location for downloaded file. Hawaii BPS LANDFIRE 2016. Each zip file will contain all the folders and files that you need to utilize that full extent mosaic. If you don't need a full extent mosaic, you can interactively download data for any area of interest using the new LANDFIRE map viewer. So let's go back to the Get Data page. Select Data Distribution Site. I am assuming you know which layers you're interested in. So go ahead and select the download tool. That is a circle with a downward pointing arrow at the top of the map frame. The download tool dialog box in the right panel expands. There is a separate link for downloading insular areas, that is Pacific and Caribbean islands, but we will stay with the conterminous US in this demonstration, and we will move to the map to show the area of interest. So let's zoom in using the mouse wheel. And you'll see that there are four different methods for defining an area of interest for your download. All these download methods are identical except for how you define this area of interest. There's a rectangle function, polygon function, GeoJSON, or template. So let's select rectangle and demonstrate. So I select rectangle, I move over to the map viewer, I click on opposite corners of the rectangle to define the area of interest. You do not drag, because drag pans the map. So you see I've selected a rectangular area of interest. It shows it as 832 square miles. I'm going to cancel so that I can demonstrate the other download methods. Next method is polygon, and very similar to rectangle. You move over to the map viewer, you click on the nodes of a polygon that define your area of interest. Canceling again to demonstrate. In this case, I will select GeoJSON file. You can provide a GeoJSON file to define your area of interest for this download. Now, GeoJSON is a new third-party file exchange format which you can explore on your own. It is not a LANDFIRE file format. The final method for determining your area of interest is the template method. So if you select template, there is a drop-down list with four different templates that you can use to download data and define an area of interest. 2 different degree grids, 1 and 5 degrees, atlas state boundaries, or county boundaries. So you can select whichever method best meets your needs. I'm going to go to rectangle method to demonstrate the entire process from start to finish. I go to my map viewer. I click the opposite corners of a rectangle, defining my area of interest. I move to the right panel. I select a projection. I select a version or all versions to display and potentially download. I use the version layer tree to select the layers that I wish to download. And note that this selection must be done separately in this download tool, because the layers you have checked earlier while exploring outside the download tool have not been selected for download until you check them here in the download dialog box. Now be aware of file sizes because you're downloading all selected layers in a single zip file. So if you define a large area and many layers, you may have a very large file to download. So you've selected your layers, you'll scroll down and type in a valid email address, and you'll receive a screen message that indicates your request is active and letting you know that you will receive an email with a link to download the data that you requested. Again, the time to receive this email will vary depending on what you have selected to download. So you'll go to your email and you'll see an email like this, a no reply at usgs.gov address, and you'll see a link within that email for actually downloading the products. You'll also note that there is a GeoJSON file included as an attachment should you wish to download the same area in the future, and you can use the GeoJSON method with this file. You'll find a zip file again within your download folder, and it will contain both of the layers that you selected, or all the layers that you've selected. In this case, EVC and EVH from LANDFIRE 2019. In the Help tab, there are 3 tutorials. These will guide you through the different methods for downloading data using the different area of interest definition tools, step by step. So for instance, if I select this, step 1 is to pick the data download tool. Step 2 is to select the method that you wish to use to define your area of interest. Step 3 is to define your area of interest. Step 4 is to select a projection. Step 5 is to select a version. Step 6 is to use the layer version tree format to select layers to download. Enter an email, hit download, and you're done. Enjoy the data you downloaded and let the LANDFIRE program know what you see.